Hi, it's Rosebud. I'm going to go ahead and do a tutorial about the jamberries. I'm actually doing this because my mom keeps telling me, she's really excited about wanting to see how to do these. So I'm going to go ahead and do a tutorial, and I'm going to start off now. So here's my jamberries, and it was one full sheet. And what I decided to do is I just cut it in half here. And the reason why I decided to do that is I think it might be a little easier to apply these. Alright, so the first step in putting on your jamberry nails is one, you want to make sure that you push back your cuticles. Make sure you don't have any cuticles stuck to the nail. You want to make sure all that gets off, or it does affect how the jamberry sticks to the nail, and it will start to bubble up in the area. So you do want to make sure you get all that off. I actually took a nail file and just filed that off. Okay, so that's the first thing that you want to do there. So after you get your nail all prepped, and I went ahead and I filed my nails and cut them down to the size that I wanted them as well. Okay. So now we want to apply, we want to clean our nails with rubbing alcohol just to get any oils or whatever off the nail, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, like so. Alright, we're just going to give that a second to clean. Go ahead and do these ones as well. I'm going to make sure that the nail is completely dry when you're done before applying the jamberry. Now, after you've got your nails all cleaned with the rubbing alcohol, you don't want to touch your nail with your fingers because we want to avoid any kind of oils getting on them. Okay? So now we have to pick what size we need. And I also want to make sure that you have some scissors available there. Okay. And after you figure out what size you're going to need, it should be the same each time. I know for most of the time they tell you to use your orange wood stick to peel these off. I have heard from a couple of different people that they use the tweezers. They find it's easier. So I haven't actually used the tweezers yet. I'm going to go ahead and just try it. I'm going to use the orange wood stick to kind of get underneath this though. So I know Jamberry sells, for their heat source, they have this little heater thing that you can get. I think it's I want to say it's like 10 or 20 bucks. I don't remember. Last time I did it, I used a hair dryer. That seemed to work out okay. I made that kind of short. And you're just going to cut these in half. You're only going to use a half of this. I had a couple different people tell me that they like to use a iron as their heat source, and I kind of like that. I don't like to have a whole bunch of heat blowing on me, so I like the iron. So I have my iron here. And you want to make sure when you heat these up, you do it on the adhesive part, okay? Because that's the part we're wanting to heat up. And I'm going to stick this back on here because I don't really want my tweezers on that side. I want it more towards the tip because that's the part that I'm going to be sticking on. Okay, so we're going to heat up this side here. And you only need to hold it there for like 5 seconds. And you don't want to stick the jamberry to your heat source, okay? And you'll start to see it will kind of bend a little. It's not wanting to stick. Darn it. Okay. The nice thing is if you don't get it on there just right, you just heat it up some more and you try again. I think the trickiest thing with the jamberries is getting it on there just right. And see, I've already made some mistakes here. That's okay, because we can fix those. So once you get it on there, you want to make sure that you rub it on really good. And I'll show you what I mean with the mistake here. So, let's see. If I can get it, it's not going to focus good enough, I'm sorry. But there is a line, like it bubbled up right here when I put it on. So I have a nice line right there. So, nice thing about having my iron as my heat source is I just have this metal cuticle pusher. I don't remember where I got this from, but I know they're out there. But anything metal, you can use your tweezers, anything metal, and you just get that nice and hot. And we're just going to push that on that folded area and smooth it out. And you can actually do this to smooth out around the edges as well. It doesn't need to be super duper hot. Just warm enough to get a good seal. Okay, so once you got that part, then we're going to put it to our heat source again. Okay, just to heat it all up. And another thing you can do with this is you can kind of get that good seal there. It all depends on how brave you are too. Okay, so I got a good seal on this. I'm looking for any bubbles, anything like that. And then we're going to take our scissors once we got our good seal, and we're just going to trim that off. And see, my bubble is... Try it. Okay, I got it. Alright, good and smoothed out now. Okay. This back. Alright, so now that we got that part done, now we're going to take our file. Now on the video for the tutorial on Jamberry's account, they say to go at a 90-degree angle. To me, that's awkward to do it that way. So I kind of do it slightly off of that. I have a hard time keeping it at a 90-degree angle. And they say not to use the sawing motion, which you really shouldn't use the sawing motion anyways. Okay. I'm just going to take my other hand here just to get these little bits off. Now I just check, just before I do anything more, I just check to make sure I have a good seal. And there's one little area that I noticed that is starting to come up. I'm just going to put my heat source on it again. I got this all heated up, and I'm just going to go back over it. Okay. Yep, there's another bubble. Alright. Checking it again, and now it looks good. I think this is going to be a good one. I'm having a hard time getting it off with the tweezers. And you see what I'm doing? I'm just kind of folding it and I'm trying to match it so that I don't make it too short for my next nail. Okay. So now that I got that, I can use my tweezers. Move my heat source back over here. And see, there's a little bit of a different design on one end versus the other end. So I'm trying to switch it around a little bit. Oops, turn it. Just make sure we got a good seal. Ta-da! They're beautiful. Okay, so that's how we apply the jamberries. And then, of course, we have all our other sizes right here. And I know there was one of them I didn't use, so I'll have to try to remember which one that was. But then you use the other sides to do the other side, the other hand. I'm not going to show you the other hand. You already know how to do it. So my last ones, I learned some different bits and tricks and mistakes. This one I learned some more mistakes, but I also learned some cool little tricks. So yeah, so that's how you apply the Jamberry nails. Biggest thing, make sure you have a clean nail bed. Also want to make sure that you apply the Jamberry nail a little smaller than what you actually would need. Smaller is better than too big. But if you do get one that's slightly big, you can do like what I did on this one, and I just heated this up and then I just pushed it in as I did it. So I just kind of went like this and pushed it and kind of tucked it in. You know, like you're tucking in your kid, you're just going to tuck it in right in there. And that way it will hopefully make a good enough seal, won't bubble up, and won't get any water or grime or anything up there, okay? Also, if you, when you rub the nail on, you want to make sure you go out like this, but you don't want to grab it like I did and go like that, because then it will wrinkle on the end and you'll have some wrinkles. If that does happen, you can take your heat source, if you're using a hair dryer, just get it real close up there and then just rub it away. The one thing I like about the iron is I can actually just tap, 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 tap it away. Okay, and now it's good and heated, and I can just rub that right in. Okay, there's multiple different heat sources. I've kind of found out doing my own research, talking with friends, talking with a consultant. So there's the iron like I'm using today, and then the first time I used it, I used the blow dryer, and then Jamberry also has their own little heater. It's like a mini space heater, it looks like to me. And like I said, I think it's between $10 and $20. I really don't remember. But I'll make a link to their webpage as well. So yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and do my other nail. Or my other hand, I mean. And I hope you enjoyed this video. And I'm still going to do a review. I want to wait and see how long these nails last now that I kind of know some tricks and all of that. And then I will make a video about my review of how I actually like the Jamberry nail. So I'll try to get that up probably, I don't know when I'll get that up, when I can. So I hope you liked the tutorial. Go ahead and leave me comments if you have any other suggestions or tips that you know of, or if you have any questions about any tips that I went over with you today. Thanks for watching. As always, this is Rosebud.